Good afternoon. I'm remaking a video that I made a couple days ago when I was in the hospital. This will be a little better production quality, I think. So I have some notes here, but these are for me and not for the audience. The pen's kind of faded and it's pretty bright from all the light in here. I was in the hospital because I had, and I have, perimyocarditis. Last Monday, I got a GI bug. And then Wednesday I had chest pain, so on and so forth. Wednesday night I'm in the emergency room. And then they ambulance me to the hospital where the cardiologists are. Battery of tests, angiogram, clear arteries, cardiac MRI, blood tests, blah, 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 blah. So that's puts me at Thursday. Friday was my first day out. So this is week one recovery. I'm making these videos to document my recovery, and also because I'm a personal trainer, this is going to give me firsthand experience with special populations, cardiac patients, which used to sound like a scary thing to me, but now it is one. So I have a little better understanding, and it's quite interesting because there are some constraints associated with physical activity and having a heart problem. So what I'm going to do is explain what the problem is specifically, and then I'm going to talk about the constraints of the problem, namely how this is going to affect my physical conditioning and the drugs associated with it, because the drugs have a lot to do with why I'm limited as well as the problem itself. And then I'm going to explain my longer term plan and what I'm doing immediately. My general strategy, my long-term projected plan, and what I'm doing right now immediately, because it's a framework, right? Because if things change, I have to change the plan. I can't just write a training program and then boom, I'm out there doing it, right? So what is viral perimyocarditis? Pericardium is a sac around the heart. It gets swollen and inflamed, and it rubs against the heart itself, and that causes pain. And then there's myocarditis, which is the myocardium is the muscle, the heart muscle itself, and that becomes inflamed. And so what happened was I had viral myocarditis, perimyocarditis, which, if you remember the COVID epidemic, that was one of the major symptoms, is because COVID, that particular coronavirus, was particularly aggressive and contagious because of the spike protein, of how effective as a virus the spike protein was at infecting its host, caused a lot of heart damage. And so what's strange is there's a myocarditis just in general affects healthy males. But anyway, irrespective of that, myocarditis, these little kids riding around on motorcycles here. This is crazy. I was only in the hospital and the world changed. Okay, anyway, it's a viral perimyocarditis. The GI bug I had made its way to my heart. This is possible viral, bacterial, or parasitic infections or fungal infections. It's rare, but it happens, and it can happen to anybody. I questioned every doc, PA, and nurse. There was nothing I could have done. I have checked every box. My cholesterol is 120. I'm in great physical shape. I was before I got this. Best conditioning in my whole life. I eat well. I sleep well. I don't drink. I have done everything to be healthy. So this is rare. It's not going to be recurring. I could get it again. Chances are I won't. But if I got it again, it wasn't because I have this one case of it. It would be unrelated. It's not permanent. I'm not suffering permanent damage. There's something called an ejection fraction. So your heart doesn't pump 100% of the volume out every time it pumps. At the healthy individual, the heart valves the chambers were all empty about 50 to 60%. My ejection fraction was 42%, which is just a hair above their threshold of heart failure. So what happens is when the heart becomes inflamed, the cells are damaged, and the heart doesn't operate as efficiently. So I'm operating way below efficiency right now, which means I'm tired, and I can tire easily. I'm not going to get a lot of blood throughout my body. But fortunately, my arteries are clear. This was not a heart attack, which is a good thing. Okay. So viral perimyocarditis, I think I've explained that. I've got inflammation in my heart. It takes about It's weeks. It takes weeks for this to go away, to become, for me to gain more physical capacity. 6 weeks is my first follow-up appointment, but out of the things that I've read about it, it could take like 3 to 6 months to get back to normal. What happens next? I'm going to go back for a follow-up. They're going to look at my EKG, and maybe I get a stress test and they clear me completely. That would be awesome. Who knows? But first, let's talk about the prescription drugs they gave me. They loaded me up. Some people get myocarditis. They don't give them anything. You go home and you heal. But to manage it a little better, they gave me, the first drug is lisinopril, and that is an angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. You don't need to know that. Lisinopril lowers blood pressure. And another one I have, metoprolol, which lowers heart rate. So I have these 2 drugs that are keeping my heart from working as hard as it could, which is a good thing, because when you have myocarditis, perimyocarditis, or any heart condition, you want your heart to slow down. It's not like if you get, like I had shoulder surgery, I could just rest it, and that's cool. And then after like a couple weeks, I'm able to like lift my arm over my head and lift some weight, and I'm good to go. Your heart is operating 24 hours a day. So it's not the easiest thing to heal if it's always moving. These 2 drugs are to help that. Then we got prednisone and colchicine, which are anti-inflammatories. Prednisone is a steroidal anti-inflammatory. Colchicine is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory. It's also what they give to gout patients. And to control, what happens with prednisone is it messes with other body functions. It does something to the stomach. And so they gave me a proton pump inhibitor, Protonix. I don't remember the generic name of it, but that's supposed to help mitigate the effects of the prednisone on my stomach. But also they're tapering me off the prednisone. Like there's a really specific schedule I follow. So many pills for this many days, and then this many, and they step it down. I think after, it looks like less than 2 weeks, I'll be off the prednisone, and then I'll just be using acetaminophen or something like that. So how does that affect my physical activity? I got to take it easy. I can't push my heart, but my gauge of how much I should push will be perceived exertion. It's going to be hard for me to push myself, and I shouldn't push myself anyway because my heart's all jacked up. But these drugs are going to make it so that if I just need to feel I'm exerting myself, and I feel it pretty easily right now. Like if I took a walk for 10, 15 minutes just up and down the sidewalk, I'll start to feel the soreness in my chest. Because now, like even with the anti-inflammatories, it doesn't hurt, but it's like, ooh, something definitely happened in there. So the damage isn't permanent, but if I don't take care of the problem, I could develop an arrhythmia. And also myocarditis is one of the leading causes of sudden cardiac death. But not in my case, because I don't have the other conditions. There's specific types of myocarditis that are associated with sudden cardiac death. I think. I'm not worried about it though. Anyway, I'm taking pretty good care of myself. What was I saying here? Permanent damage, no permanent damage. Got to watch out for the arrhythmias. So they give me the drugs to control the amount of work I would do on myself or what my heart would try to do. So controlling the intensity and the volume. That's the most important thing right now. I need to rest. So the most important thing for cardiac patients, you need to rest. And you need to take it easy when you do work out. You can't push too hard. So that's my general strategy. Go slow. My immediate plan: walking, household chores, and lots of rest. This weekend, I'm not doing any exercising at all. I came home and I spent all day on the couch yesterday, up and down, laying down. Took a little bit of walks in the backyard and the front, but for the most part, I was sitting or laying down, which is driving me nuts because I have so much energy that I don't know how to veg out. I want to watch something on TV. I want to put on Netflix and stare at the screen for 2 hours, but I don't know how to do that. I get bored really quick, and there's nothing but a bunch of crappy movies on anyway. So that's what I'm doing now, and today's Sunday. This would be wait, is it Saturday? I don't even know anymore. I came home Friday afternoon, Spent all day Saturday and Friday and Saturday on the couch. Sunday, I'm moving around quite a bit more today. After I make this video, I'm going to go lay down because I've been up and down all day. I want to force myself to rest because this is the kind of thing where if you're starting to feel it and it's catching up to you, it could be too late. And I don't want to get into that position where I'm making my condition worse, especially since it's such a fresh condition. What happens next? Okay, I am going back to work tomorrow, waking up at 4 a.m., working 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. I can't demonstrate anything to any of the clients, but I can walk around, which means I'm going to have to coach really well and give the right cues. And then I'm going to come home and sit around for a little while. And then if I have to shuttle kids anywhere, I'm going to do that. But then I'm going to spend most of my day lying down or sitting and trying to catch as much rest as I can. It's going to be a big test tomorrow because I'm going to be up for 3 hours walking around. I mean, there's a desk and chairs if I have to sit down, or I could sit down in the workout area or on a box or something. But so that's what's going on there. And my projected plan for my immediate progression is to add loaded carries. So if I'm feeling pretty good, then after a few days of walking around quite a bit and doing household chores, I'm going to maybe add in like a 10-pound kettlebell. It's tiny, a little tiny thing. I don't even know where one is because I have the big ones in here and the little ones are downstairs. This is my gym. I'm inside my squat cage in my garage. So that's my projected plan. And I'm going to add this in. Hey, good morning or afternoon, whatever time it is. I am going to post one of these videos maybe twice a week, but definitely once a week out to the 6-week mark. I weigh 193 now. I don't think I'm going to lose too much weight. There's another thing for me to consider. I have far less physical activity now because I was working out intensely at least 4 times a week, plus other little tiny workouts or some side martial arts sessions or whatever. I have to reduce my calories because if I keep eating like I was before when I was lifting weights or sprinting or doing loaded carries or doing the stuff I was doing, I'm going to get fat. And I don't want that because then I'll push myself into unhealthy. So I got to restrict my calories and I got to control my exertion. What else is going here? I will keep the updates at least once a week and I will describe how I've been feeling, how well I've been eating, and also what kind of physical activity I've been into. And so that's what's going on. Thanks for staying tuned. Also, I'm going to make some introductory Filipino martial arts videos. No exertion involved because it's just like standing and taking one step or moving my arm and just talking a little bit. So if you see those pop up and you're into Filipino martial arts, I'm making these intro videos for somebody that said they were interested in getting into weapons because they're already into boxing. So if you're interested, stick around for that.